Are we in Chicago on the brink of a housing crisis?
Well, technically no. So it's going to feel a little bit different, but on an economic scale, we're not in a housing crisis. It's going to be really, really difficult to actually say that a housing crisis is going to come in. The reason is we haven't seen, like other markets, AR prices skyrocket. We're a very, very, very stable market. The way that I like to always talk to my clients is if there's 11 industries out there in all of like the financial districts, we have a majority of them. It's not like we're just strictly tech, we're not strictly finance, we're not strictly anything else. Our market is very diverse, which is really nice because it actually allows us to, if one sector falls a little bit, the other ones make up for it. And so we've always been really, really steady, I feel like.
For certain. I always call us, Chicago is the little engine that could, right? We chug along, we kind of ramp it up, we don't see the peaks and valleys. You know, I think that the other important thing to note is that, right, I'm going to look at the data. We went through the housing crisis.
Yes.
We came out a lot smarter, right? And because of that, we have data to help us better understand, project, forecast where we're at in the marketplace. Some of the things that we saw that were actually linked to the crisis are data points that right as we're going through this transition, we're going right back to those data points to saying, hey, where are we at? First and foremost, equity is at a high right now. People have so much high. I promised not too many statistics, but the one that I have to share because it blows my mind. 63% of people that own homes in the US, their primary residences have at least 50% equity.
Yeah.
That's an astronomical number. That's huge, right?
Yeah.
So we have people that have a lot of equity. Those people are
But also during like the pandemic, we saw a lot of people putting more cash down. Like we've had these conversations a lot.
For certain.
Is
Bigger
like
down payments.
My first-time home buyers, like through the mid to 2010s, were putting 5% down. A majority of my clients were putting 20 to 30% down.
Because they weren't spending money.
For the pandemic. So they put that money down, which is automatic equity built in. And then we've seen some price appreciation over the last 2 years, which actually helps with that too. So
the other thing kind of on that whole mortgage route that we've seen, subprime lending is almost non-existent, right? Subprime lending was a key ingredient of what toppled our market before, and that is almost non-existent right now. On top of that, what we consider risky loan products. Risky loan products would be shorter terms, a 5-year ARM, 7-year ARM, something like that. But very, very few people did ARM products because the 30-year fixed was so attractive, right? So what we saw was that we have a lot of really stable mortgage products out there, and the final ingredient, we still don't have any inventory. So we have great equity, we have very few subprime and risky loan products, and we have very little inventory. I can't predict the future. I can't tell you whether or not we technically are going to crash in this marketplace, but I can tell you all of the data tells us right now that is very unlikely.